welcome to UnDivorceable. I'm your host PJ, and my fiance what?
And I'm Kitty.
Kitty, say it again.
And I'm Kitty.
Kitty, hey, today we have a great topic. We're going to talk about being honest. Can you be honest in your relationship? Can you be 100% honest? And even when it offends or hurt the other person? That's the thing we're talking about today. Because a lot of people will fake it till they make it. A lot of people will pretend. A lot of people will lie. Do all those things to deceive the other individual, knowing that they're not honest in the situation. So with being her, I would definitely tell her and be honest with her about how I feel, what I think, or whatever. So that's the goal, is being able to have an honest conversation. And if you get, a little backlash, so be it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, all of us say, oh, why wouldn't he just be honest? Or why wouldn't she just be honest? I would prefer someone to tell me the truth than to tell me a lie.
That's what they always say.
That's what people say. I mean, all my girlfriends say
I ain't never heard it no other way.
At the barbershop, all the homies say it. We hear them saying it all the time.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth. But the truth of the matter is, can you handle the truth?
Can you handle the truth?
Can you handle the truth?
Right.
At 100% of the time. Most people cannot handle the truth 100% of the time and not have it be effective.
Exactly. And so what are some, there are certain things, no matter what you say to an individual, it's going to hurt their feelings, even though it may be true and truthful. Now, I've always heard her tell me, well, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it, or whatever. Sometimes it don't matter what you say. Sometimes it don't matter how you say it. That person still will be hurt by it. You know what I mean? Let me give you an example. If I tell you your breath stink, if I say, hey, baby, your breath stink, you need to tighten that up. You know what I mean? Baby, your breath smell like dookie. If I say anything that's harsh, right? But if I tell you, hey, you need to tighten your breath up, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's some kind of way deep inside, you're not going to like it. First of all, you're going to like your breath stinking. Second of all, you ain't going to like that I told you that it stinks. So at the end of the day, no matter how I say it, and when I say it and where I say it, you're not going to be comfortable with it. But
there's still going to be levels of comfort, though. Because, most people don't want their significant other to be around them if their breath is not right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to want to be told. But there is different levels of how you tell me. Like you said, your breath smell like dookie. No, that's abrasive. That's abrasive.
Bruh. Yeah.
That's abrasive. Yeah. Nobody wants to be talked to like that. Period.
No, nobody don't. But at the end of the day, but there are things, higher things that are in a relationship that you can say, hey,
But the thing about it,
if I hit you in the bedroom, say, hey, you know what, your sex game, it ain't cutting it.
Okay, well, saying it ain't cutting it, that's still not a nice way to say it. That's a little abrasive.
That's a little abrasive. Okay.
But seriously, there are a lot of people out there living who have either grown past in the realm of sex, have grown past the level that their mate was in.
That's possible.
Who may be living that life,
but me telling you need to step the game up.
It's going to be effective. It's going to be impacting.
Because you know what you're going to think? Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, you thinking about being somebody else? Oh, that's why guys don't usually be honest, because we can't be honest with y'all and feel like we're going to get attacked.
That's why women can't be that honest with y'all, because if we say it to y'all going to feel like, oh, my ego is hurt. Oh, she going to go somewhere else. Freaking frack. It's the same thing. What you men think, what women think. Because there are some women who not being satisfied that are faking it until they really make it.
Are you faking it?
Oh, never that day.
Huh?
Never that day.
Oh, I'm finna say.
Never that day. Okay, but prime example. Had I said something different, then it would be.
You can't say nothing different, because I know what it is. You can't lie to me. Go ahead. You can lie to whoever you lie to.
Refocus.
Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, so there are people living with that. So to bring that to the next person, men and women, you start, possibly doubting the situation. Now you're suspicious.
Yeah.
Now sometimes it brings out those insecurities.
It brings out the insecurities when you be honest with people, especially women.
Especially men.
Especially women.
Especially men.
If I tell you,
men have egos just as big and are just as effective.
Exactly. But all I'm saying is, when you're honest with your woman, she tends to get a little insecure, especially when it has something to do with her appearance or anything like that.
Generally, when you have that about your man, they have those insecurities and those feelings, especially about their appearance.
Now you put this nice dress on, right?
Yes.
And you be like, hey, do I look fat in this?
First of all, I stay in the gym and I do too, right? I don't look fat in nothing.
But at the end of the day,
in nothing.
But my point is this: if you know you're a little chubby, don't ask, do you look fat in it?
Well, you already know you look fat in it.
Well, then why you asking us?
Because
you want us to lie to you?
They're looking.
Or do you want the truth, like the topic is? You want the truth, or you want to lie?
I think a chubby woman at that point, she's looking for you to lie to her, but she's looking for you to pretty much say the allure. Does she look nice in this dress? Not necessarily does she look fat. She just posed the wrong question, because if you think you look fat, you probably look fat.
Well, don't ask me if you fat.
But that's men too.
Well,
you like, do I look nice in that suit? You be like, babe, that suit look tight around the middle.
I look nice in my suit when I put it on. So at the end of the day, I don't need no validation from anybody.
But you're talking about you. We're not talking about you. We're talking about the plethora of men that are out there.
What I'm saying
that
is,
women are having to deal with.
What I'm saying is, most people already know the answer when they ask the question.
I would agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make. So
I would agree with that.
I don't necessarily need validation from anybody. I know if something don't look good or don't look right or don't fit right or anything like that. Or you know squeeze yourself to something. Then you know think you know if you had to jump up and zip your pants up and suck your stomach all simultaneously, then you know those pants too tight.
That's a lot of work.
Remember, right?
True.
I'm just saying. So all I'm saying is we already know as people.
But what about the bigger things? I mean, those are just some little subjective things.
Small stuff.
But the things to where you've been with somebody, y'all been together, and now you feel like you've grown apart from them. You're no longer attracted to that person anymore. But you've been with them for so long. For whatever reason, things have happened. You've just grown apart. You don't feel like that person is close to you anymore. Like, how do you bring up that conversation? Because that's when things start to happen and breakdown in a relationship starts to happen. And people like, well, you should have been honest with me on that. Most people are not interested in you being honest with them to say, I'm not attracted to you anymore.
They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that.
It don't matter how nice you put it. That's the point of this whole topic. No matter how nice you put it, nobody wants to hear they're not wanted or nobody's into them no more. Period. You can say it the nicest way. You can say it, you can use the little kid voice. It still wouldn't matter. It don't matter. It's just certain things you can say to some people. No matter how you slice it, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna cut deep, but the reality is, if that's their truth, that's their truth.
Right.
So it's not. I'm not responsible for your feelings or your emotions. Now I should be nice and consider your feelings and your emotions, but I'm not responsible for how you respond. If I'm being nice to you, I'm saying, hey, you know what? You gain a little weight, you might want to start working out. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm working out and I'm offering to work you out and I'm trying to get you to work out, eat healthy. I'm doing all I can do to help aid you in that situation. But if you refuse to not do it, don't get mad at me because you looking that way or feeling that way. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you go with me, and grow with me. I'm not trying to leave you there. But if you don't want to go with me, I can't make a grown person do anything. Either they're going to do it or they're not. So if you got any other issues, some health issues, or you got some psychological issues, then we need to get help. Therapy, we need to go see a psychologist, whatever we need to do to help get you to a level of comfortableness where you can start tending to yourself, taking care of yourself better, or whatever the case may be. But you don't want to have that hard conversation, but you don't want to communicate and tell your truth. So that's the thing. Can we really be honest with each other and the other person not take offense and not get all irate and get being out of shape and things like that? So that's the key. And so a lot of people say they want 100% truth, they want honesty, but when you give it to them, they can't deal with it.
Right.
And I don't care. Like I said, I don't care how soft you give it to them, just depending on what the topic is.
That's true. And a lot of times we get into that point to where we don't feel like you can be completely honest with that person. It starts with those little things that you're honest about. You know, you say, oh, you know what? I didn't really like that restaurant that we went to. You know, I don't really like that type of food.
Right.
And then you watch how their reaction is.
Mm-hmm.
If they give you like a real like standoffish, you're not talking to me for 15, 20 minutes in the car on the ride back, you huffing and puffing. If I can't be honest with you on this little thing, how can I really be honest with you on something that, you know, is a really big situation?
Right.
You know, even as far as like, you know, finances or, you know, something happening.
You got a secret account over, you know, your mama name or something. You're doing all this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You're hiding money. That's being dishonest. I don't care how you look at it. But if I catch you though, then you're going to want me to forgive you. But you've been dishonest for 10 years, having an account on the side. You got to break up a account.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
So after all that money on the side, don't I get half of it? Because if it weren't for me, you wouldn't be able to save that money.
But again, those are hard conversations. You know what I'm saying? Those are hard conversations.
So ultimately what we're saying to our audience is you got to have the hard conversations. You cannot keep avoiding hard conversations. You have to be 100% honest with each other. Whether it hurt the individual or whether it don't hurt them. We're not never trying to hurt anybody. We're not advocating for anybody to hurt anybody. But you're being hurt when you can't be honest with your loved one or your spouse or whoever you're dating or whoever you see. You're hurting every day, living a lie.
Right. And then you can't ask for honesty and not be willing to give it back.
Right.
It has to be reciprocated.
Right, it does.
You can't demand that this person, I can't demand for the person that I'm with to be honest with me. You need to tell me, you need to be honest, you need to be honest. But I myself am not walking and talking and living in what I'm requesting. It's unreasonable. And it's the big word, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. So when you asking for honesty in your relationships and even with your friendships or honesty between you and your children, you got to make sure that you are giving what you are requesting, and that way you can expect to get it in return. Now, we're not saying be brutally honest. You don't have to be brutally honest with anyone. But when you are in a relationship with someone,
I disagree. Sometimes you do need to be brutally honest, depending on the person.
Well, that too. It's subjective, but you got to know your audience too. You got to know the person that you're dealing with, what they can accept, what they can't expect, how you deliver your message. We're saying if you want a message delivered in full honesty, then you've got to be prepared to deliver your messages in honesty. But how you treat somebody is what the difference maker is in all of that, I believe.
I don't have nothing to say about this topic. I mean, I'm not finna drag it on. Be honest. Be honest with yourself first, and be honest with the individual you're with.
Yes.
Those are my last words.
Absolutely.
I'm done.
And again, thank you so much for joining us on UnDivorceable. We start the conversation so that you guys can finish it back with your friends, back with your family and your loved ones. And as always, we wish you love,
peace,
and togetherness.
Till next time.
See you later. Hey loves, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you soon.